my first trip to Napa Valley. I was 16 years old. It was 1974. It was a great year, great vintage. And back then, you know, they would serve anybody. And that was where I first got turned on to wine. It's my first trip, and it was my brother that was sort of my pusher, if I could call him that. Mentor would probably be a better term, though. Actually, I've been in the wine business now I'm in my 31st year in the wine industry. My objective when I first got out of undergraduate degree, and even when I was in undergraduate, was to walk a mile in the shoes of everybody in the wine business. So during my college years, I was actually a cellar rat at a winery. I started making some wine, homebrew kind of stuff, just kind of getting my feet wet with it. But then after I got out of undergraduate, I really wanted to really do something at every level of the industry. So I became a retailer, I was a restaurateur, I was a sales rep, I was a broker. I did everything that I possibly could that touched the wine, and then ultimately all preparing myself so that I could actually own a winery and run it from every level. And one thing led to another, and I ended up moving up in 1992 and worked for Robert Mondavi for 9 years, and was a very big influence in my life. I think anybody who gets bit by the wine bug at some point in time wants to own their own winery, right? And for me, it was very clear that we had plenty of wineries out there. There's no shortage of wineries. So unless I had something that was very unique and very compelling, something that really resonated with the consumers, I just wasn't going to do it. And I realized, well, you know what if I made wine, sold it, and gave all the profits to charity? What if I got to do what I love to do and then give back to people who love to do what they do in the charity side of it? And I thought, well, this guy Paul Newman did it. Why can't I? I mean, what's he got that I don't have other than looks, money, notoriety? And that's how it started. Not only can wine make, should it be part of the good life, I think that wine can make other people's lives better. So why don't we just continue that concept of Mr. Mondavi's and take it to the next level by giving back through wine? And that's where Humanitas was really born. So the wine we selected for Cellar Angels is the 2008 Humanitas Gaps Crown Pinot Noir. I want the upfront part of the wine to be really representative of that varietal. I want the nose to be beautiful on it, and I want it just to exude sort of that varietal component. And then I want the middle body of the wine. I'm really looking for middle body. I think a lot of wines are made that have holes in them. And in other words, there's something a little bit of thin in the middle. I really look for richness and thickness in the middle body of the wine. And then of course I want a finish that is just as smooth as can possibly be. If it's a red wine and it's got tannins, I like those tannins to be nice and sweet and soft. I don't want harsh tannins. So philosophically, what I'm looking for is a wine that's exceptionally complex, particularly in those upper two levels of wine, yet at the same time very, very accessible. I do like it when people have a second glass of wine and each sip sort of invites the next. So a lot of people are surprised that I don't draw a salary from Humanitas, and clearly I am not a wealthy guy. I've always had another job that pays the rent, so to speak, so that I can dedicate all of the time to making great wines and giving back to these charities. We're trying to make the world a better place through wine.